Hello, hello, hello. I hope you all are doing well. It is your friend Sophia from A Journey from Fat to Fit, here with you again with another video. So today I have just a little bit to talk about, another post-workout chat. I like those. It seems like I always have something on my mind during a workout or after a workout or right before a workout that I think is helpful to me. So I hope that it can be helpful to you. And today what I wanted to talk about was flexibility. I remember when I made a video about like tips that I did from when I lost my initial 50 pounds. And I rewatch my videos, because I have to remind myself that I did it before, and I can do it again. So I rewatch my videos so that I can be reminded of what works for me, what has worked for me. So, and hopefully it can work for you. And what came up today was flexibility. So I am a week out from my cycle. As I've told you guys before, my cycle hits me pretty hard. I'm not going to get too personal with it, but I get a lot of highs and lows with my energy levels, not so much with my mood anymore. My mood is not necessarily affected by it that much. I do tend to be slightly more irritable, but it's not expressed in the way that it was in the past. So that's great. I'm glad to have more self-control, to be more aware of it. So I set myself up for success in that area. I tend to do a lot more introspection, pull back a little bit so I don't put myself in situations that can make me feel a little irritable, or limit them as best I can. With that said, today was one of those days. This morning was one of those mornings. Got a little annoyed, and I journaled, and I'm getting off topic, but I'm just telling you about my morning. And cleaned up the house a little bit, and just getting things in order. And then I was like, all right, let me work out, because I just felt like movement was what I needed. And listening to my inner self, listening to that voice inside that's prompting me on how to move throughout the day, right? For me, that's the Holy Spirit, right? For you, it could be something else. But listening to that voice directing my day, right? And so it's just been movement this morning for me. Interesting, because I felt a little fatigued this morning, but I guess it's that is that the law of thermodynamics, when like an object in motion stays in motion? So keep moving, and things will keep moving, things will keep moving. So anyway, last couple of days I haven't really been feeling like working out, and I don't want to get down on myself either, because I've worked out I think like 3 times this week. That's not terrible. That's not terrible. It's just because it's not perfect, because at this point I'm supposed to be at 5 days. but but it is what it is. Like I can't be so hard on myself to expect perfection, especially during a period of time when I'm definitely not my best self. Even not necessarily my best self, it's a different version of myself for these next couple of weeks. So accepting that, being mindful of that, but so nevertheless, I did miss a couple of days this week. Motivation has been a bit low, but I'm trying to remain consistent, right? And consistency can look like 3 days of working out instead of 6. Consistency doesn't have to be I'm perfect with it every single week. So what I realized is that I'm doing this program that's 6 days a week, and I'm still doing the program, don't get me wrong, but I need to allow some flexibility in there for myself, so that I know that I can do it, so that I can get it done. And something that was helpful to me the last time I lost the weight was that, or when I lost the first chunk of weight, was being flexible with what I was doing, because I, by nature, have a lot of varied interests. And that doesn't mean that like I get bored easily. I don't necessarily get bored easily, but I like a lot of different things. So I do bounce around within that scope. So doing the videos every day, it's been great. But the last few days, I really haven't been feeling like doing it. The closer that I get to my cycle, I'm not necessarily in the mood to lift. So I need to listen to my body and move in a way that feels better for me. So I did a walking video today. I did a Grow with Joe walking video, and let me tell you, it was great. It was so great. And I thought I wasn't going to finish it when I started it. My baby just came in the room. I thought I wasn't going to finish it when I started it, but I did. Hi, baby. Yeah, so I did it. And I was so proud of myself. I'm so proud of myself because I started out tired, but as I got moving, I just kept pushing. It felt really good to do it. It was about an hour walk. It was great. It was exactly what I needed. It felt good for my body at this point in time. So that is my tip for today. My take home for today: be flexible with yourself. You're not always going to want to do the thing that you did yesterday or the thing that you did last week. It's okay to want to do something different. What's important is that you continue to be active. We have to move our bodies. We have to burn some calories. Could you just do it just by being in a calorie deficit? Sure, absolutely. But I like to work out. I like the way I feel when I do. It feels really good for my mind and for my body. So it's really important for me to be consistent with working out in order for me to have an overall sense of well-being. So yes, be flexible. Be flexible. That rigid thinking really boxes us in, and it makes the process an already seemingly difficult process. It makes it even more difficult because we feel like we have to be perfect. We feel like we have to work out 6 days a week, or we have to work out 5 days a week, or we have to do this exact split that we planned. You don't have to do that. You don't have to do that. If you just go for a walk, just moving your body, and it still works. It still counts for something. It's better than just sitting around. So be flexible with yourself. Give yourself some grace. Mommy. Hi, baby. And let's do this. Peace. Like, comment, and subscribe.